Hi there, Vitis Wine Bar team. This is Elijah, your sommelier. We're going to take just a couple minutes and go over a brief food and wine pairing, just grabbing a couple wines off of our wine by the bottle list. So we're going to start in Australia and look at the producer Shingleback. They're making a delicious sparkling Shiraz coming from the McLaren Vale region in southern Australia. So this wine is a fairly good value, around $72 on our wine menu, and this wine is really nice and effervescent. It's made in a classic champagne style, so this wine is really packed full of not only bubbles but acidity as well. It also does have a little bit of tannin structure. It did have some time on the skin, so a really interesting wine coming out of McLaren Vale in Australia. So this is a medium intensity wine, so we're gonna want to go with a medium intensity protein. So we're thinking on our menu, duck is what we're going to focus as a main pairing for this menu item. And since this item does have a nice bite of acid to it, uh, duck is notorious for having a beautifully rendered skin when done correctly, and that's how we're doing it at the restaurant. We're doing it a nice pan sear with a nice deglazed jus to finish it off, a nice frisee salad as well. So this wine, I believe, is going to just cut through that layer of fat with that really nice high acid. And the tannins that are left here are going to go really well with not only that fat content, but that nice saltiness coming from that jus. So just a little bit of a brief overview on our sparkling Shiraz and what you can do tableside to entice guests to pair it well with their duck course. So we're gonna go then to the old world and we're gonna hit Greece. We are going to Santorini looking at our Greek wine cellars at Sirtiko. This is one of Greece's most common varietals for their whites, and it's a really punchy, always high acid varietal, super delicious. And since we're on an island, what grows together goes together. And while it doesn't grow on the island, fish and raw fish specifically are extremely popular in the islands, especially Santorini. So we're gonna pair this high acid wine with a raw fish dish. We're thinking a fatty fish crudo. So we want a dish that we're zhuzhing up with citrus and olive oil to have a nice amount of acid as well as bring in some fat component. And this high acid wine is going to not only pair well and synergize with that acid from that citrus component of our crudo, but it's also going to cut through that fat of that olive oil that we're adding. So it's going to work well on both fronts with that high acid. And we're not recommending anything that is cream based because this high acid nature of the wine with any cream component is almost going to cause a spoilage curdling sensation and is just going to lead the guest to have a really negative mouthfeel and really negative flavor experience. So you're going to want to stay away from those. So that was me giving you just a quick overview on two of our wines and what we as the wine team would look to pair these wines with, just as a brief general basic overview for you. So thank you so much for listening and cheers.